Performing with symphonies throughout the U.S., recognized all across the world, professional pianist Hyperion Knight will be playing this Sunday here in Albuquerque. He just got into town last night. Take a quick look at what he can do. Beautiful sound from Hyperion Knight. I mentioned he just got into town, flew in from New York last night at 11 o'clock, and he's up early to be on KRQE this morning. Hyperion, good morning. Thanks for coming in.
It's a pleasure to be here. I love Albuquerque.
Okay, so talk about this. You're from New York. You play all around the country, all around the world. What brings you to Albuquerque? Why Albuquerque out of all these places you could be at?
Well, I'm here for a special event, but I've played here often. I've performed many times with the New Mexico Philharmonic, and it's always a joy to be here. The people are free. It's a free spirit, and that goes into the music too. And here I'm going to be performing for a benefit program. This is a very special program called the Jackie McGeehee Young Artist Competition, which is to benefit Albuquerque high school students who have a gift for music and need a scholarship to continue with their studies.
Okay, we'll talk about you in a second, but I want to talk about this competition that's going on here. How important is it for you, and how great is it to be able to give back to help children out who may not be able to go study music without that kind of a scholarship?
Oh, it's the most important thing, because you have to have a whole community behind you in order to really pursue something like great music. You know, in the schools, they'll give you a little help, but you really need to have backing, and fortunately the McGeehee competition makes sure these students can get the training they need and the support they need.
Yeah, I don't want to delve completely into the issue, but you know, with schools, it seems like, what are we going to cut when there's budget cuts? We cut music, we cut art.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
so it's these kinds of things that help make up for it.
Right, and it always takes a few committed people to make sure that great music stays alive.
Okay, we're glad we have him here. We're glad you're here. So what are you going to be doing and playing this weekend on Sunday night?
Well, I'm what you might call a classical pianist by definition, so I believe concerts should include all classical music, which includes the whole world of classic jazz and Broadway, and even what we call classic rock. So I'll be starting with Bach and Mozart and Rachmaninoff,
okay,
but then there will be a lot of Gershwin, like Rhapsody in Blue, and I'll even do some Beatles.
That is pretty cool, because I think a lot of times we think of classical music and we just think of the very much older stuff, like you mentioned, like Bach and all. But so you really get to go the whole gamut, and I think that draws an audience in, too, for some people who maybe just know different genres and don't know everything.
Right. In other words, this music really is all standing the test of time now, and we may as well accept the fact that America has its own classical music, and it should be part of these programs.
Okay, you talk about how you love to come to Albuquerque and it really helps the music live. Did you tweak your show specifically for a city when you go somewhere for a performance? Actually,
I do tend to do things that people want to hear in the audience. There have even been times when I take requests, although I don't think I'll do that here. But absolutely, because audiences like to hear classical versions of the music they love the best. So for instance, I'll be doing a Gershwin song, Embraceable You, for Jackie McGeehee herself in a classical style. And who knows, if they really want to hear it, I might do Queen for them. We'll see.
That's awesome. I mean, just listening here, you're incredibly talented. So as a professional pianist, how often are you playing? How many hours a day do you practice? What's your daily life like doing that?
Well, it's like being a monk. I practice 6 hours a day when I can.
In the monastery.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
When I'm not traveling, and amazingly enough, I look forward to it every day.
That's awesome. That is incredible. If you have one thing you could pass along to children who are maybe just getting into music, they're learning how to play, whether it be a piano, drums, guitar, saxophone, you name it, what would you tell them?
Well, I would say be open-minded, because the future lies in knowing about all music. And it doesn't matter if it's the stuff you hear at school, or the stuff your parents listen to, or the great masters of the past. It will deeply enrich your life to know all of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hyperion Knight. We're blessed to have you here. Thank you very much.
My
You want
pleasure.
to find out more about the show and the performance and helping out, the Night in the Afternoon is what it is called. It's this Sunday from 3 to 5 at the Highland Theater. Tickets are $60. Again, you're going to help out young musicians here in Albuquerque and see an incredible performance at the same time. Get tickets at krqe.com. Click on links. Before I let you go, I got to ask the one question we ask all visitors. Green or red? What do you like, man?
Oh, definitely green.
You're a green guy?
Yeah.
Okay. You're just in time because they're in season.
Beautiful.
They are in season. Hyperion Knight. It's
My
a pleasure.
pleasure.
Thank you so much
Nice
for
to meet
coming
you.
in this morning. It's a pleasure.